Guys, welcome back here to the Formula Forehead race for Bahrain. Obviously, we had technical difficulties uh, in qualifying with Van Dorn taking pole with a 7-second lap time. Codemasters do know how to make very, very good games. So here we are now, lining up on the grid. Of course, we can't really change it because, again, Codemasters won't allow us to change the grid, which is fantastic because Codemasters just don't make sense in any game. But Crossy technically did get pole. He will get the 2 points for that, and it was a stunning lap time from him. And he is known for his great race starts. However, the grid is huge. Ghost will not be making this. Of course, he had to go to bed. So let's see how we go. Van Dorn, the two McLarens are lined up on the front row. And it's lights out, and away we go. Crossy has not had a good start for once. It's actually Cans who's had a rocket start. But Crossy's launch, his second phase of his start, has been absolutely fantastic. And Cans and Jake and everyone going down the inside. And Cans doesn't really leave room there for Jake, but he gets away with it. And that's a questionable move there from Cans. He really should be leaving more room. But Jake now, I think, has had enough of that, and he's pulled right across, and he's letting Cans know, I am there and I'm taking that position. Oh, and the moves are outrageous. What is going on here? I can't have this lobby is absolutely broken or not. But the moves look very, very questionable indeed. Let's bring up the intervals, guys, to the leader. So let's have a look now at this moment in time. No one has started, of course, on the soft tyre, but we're going to follow Jakey on board here now as he is behind lovely Cans. Crossy is starting to break away already. Jake thinks about the move going through there, and Panda smashes into the back of Jake. I'm not sure, again, if that's lag or if that's just me. But again, this game isn't exactly esports ready. Going down the back straight here. Panda chasing after Jake. Jake now, good line through there. Crossy, of course, he's going to be needing to extend the gap through these parts of the track. He needs to really be looking to do this. And Panda goes very wide. Blah is looking to make a move on him, and he has indeed done that, but he's gone very wide, and he's going to be caught now on the straight here from Panda. Panda's looking, he's gone into the slipstream of Blah. Will he go for that move down here? He's going to the outside. Blah on the inside. Blah cuts across him, but he leaves him just enough room, and it's a brilliant defensive bit of racing there from him. Cans is now quite close to, I believe, Crossy. And the gap between Jake and Cans. Jake is very, very close here now to Cans. Is he going to go for the move? Jake thinks about the move, but Panda's at it again. And the camera angle really doesn't do enough justice here, I have to say. Indeed. So, and Panda almost does it. Oh, what in God's name is going on with this game? It's not really esports ready, lads, I have to say. Everyone's all over the place. Rez now in, of course, P6 in the Renault, the Baguette. Looking at the lads there. Let's look back up to the start of the field. Crossy, of course, leading at this moment in time. And here he is, Cans Jake behind him. And Panda has obviously got Blah back, indeed. Blah thinking about the move on him, but of course he's a bit more cautious because he is on wheel. And of course, championship leader at this moment in time, we're more than happy to take a couple of points at this stage of the season. Jake now looking very smooth behind Cans. Rez is actually the one who has started on softs, indeed. So Rez is looking very, very good at this stage of the race. No DRS, of course, at this moment in time, so Rez is going to have to do one hell of a job to get by Blah. He's not going to dive bomb him into here, and Blah leaves the brakes quite late, but you can see he's got so much more speed through there. Panda's really struggling, and Blah goes off the track. Outrageous. Panda's very wide again through there, and Blah sends it up the inside, and Blah goes wide again through there. Oh, they're very close. Very, very close through there indeed. Cans is starting to drop back from Crossy now, but Jake is quite close, and I think Jake is looking at the move, but his exit isn't very good through there. Panda defends the inside, and Blah hangs it around the outside. What a move from Blah. Yeah, he's too far back, so we're going to watch this battle here now. Panda, of course, using the straight line speed of the Haas on. And Rez thinks about the move, but he has to be very careful. Oh, he almost swipes. He's so close. This is amazing racing here between these guys, and Panda surely is getting on the limit now with these corner cutting and extending. Panda goes to the inside now, pulls across back again, and oh my god, this is absolutely oof. And Rez sends it down the inside of Blah. I'm not sure what happened to Blah, but he went very, very far off, and he is absolutely nowhere now all of a sudden. Jake is all over the back of lovely Cans right now. Rez, he's hardly going to think about sending it up through here, and he does, he sends it, he absolutely sends it. Panda leaves him a lot of space on the exit there, but he's not going to send it through here. It's a really bad place to make a move, and Rez knows that. He's going to make sure he keeps it nice and steady through here. It's all about the exit out of this corner as it leads through the rest of the track. Rez now opens up the DRS. Panda needs to start making progress. He's already 7 seconds off the lead. He's no pace whatsoever at this moment in time. And this is the problem Panda seems to have. He seems to burn up his tyres very early on in stints in the race. Things aren't going well for him. When things are going well for him though, he looks very, very good. Jake now very close to the back of Cans. Jake has got a lot of pace on this track. They can't let Crossy get away, but Crossy gets his head down and he's putting in some stunning lap times at this moment in time in that McLaren Renault. Jake now, he knows it's all about the exit. It's all about the exit. Get on the power early. That's a fantastic exit from Jake. He's going to be all over the back of Cans. The racing between these two guys now. We're getting into it here. Jake gets in the slipstream. He's thinking about the move. He's going to go for the move. Cans lets him go for it. But is Jake going to defend the inside, or is Cans going to send the back up the inside? Let's see where Cans is. Cans has been gone. He's going to go try for the switch back, but he can't get it. It's all about the exit for him. But Jake has been absolutely fantastic through there. Let's have a look between Panda and Rez. Panda leaves him a lot of space on the exit. Fantastic from Panda, but it's not really great racing, I have to say. He should be not leaving as much space. Panda now on the outside through here. This is really costing their races a lot. And I have to say, all this battling is really killing their races. One of them should just go, and to be honest, Rez shouldn't really be thinking too much about battling. He's on softs, he's got such a good chance to do well in this race. But now that Jake is by Cans, what can Jake do on Crossy? We are on lap 4, of course, at this moment in time. Rez, however, has got a lot of pace compared to Panda and Blah, who are both on super softs at this moment in time. At this moment in time, he doesn't seem to have a lot of pace. The championship leader at this moment in time. Blah has been gotten back by Sebastian Vettel, but Blah sends back up the inside. Oh, they're squeezing. It's brilliant racing between the two guys. Vettel's going to be on the inside. Blah has to be very careful on turning here. He might clip his rear wing, and he does. Oh, that's what happens when you don't leave enough space. Blah trying to hang it around the outside of Vettel. He's going to go off the track. Oh! Now it's all about getting into the slipstream here for Blah, because Bottas is right behind him in the Mercedes, the Red Bull of Blah. He's going to send it up the inside of Vettel. No, he's going to keep behind him for DRS. That's brilliant from him. Cans has already pitted from third position onto the soft tyre. Crossy, however, is driving an immaculate race out in first place. Jake is, of course, in second at this moment in time. Rez is doing quite a good job in terms of pace at this moment in time, in terms of matching the leaders. So it's all about going as far as you can for Rez. What's going on? Blah is a mile off the track. I completely missed that. I have no idea what's going on, but he's missing his wing, and that can only mean he's after having an incident of sorts. We have not seen it, however, and that is just a little bit unfortunate. Rez is starting to drop off pace now, indeed. Rez might be thinking about going, obviously, a bit longer on the sauce, but the undercut's going to be quite powerful for the guys out in front. Jake just doesn't seem to have an answer for Crossy on the super soft tyres, as he's giving up the fight already. Crossy, of course, is in low ERS as well, and he's still pulling away from Jake. It's a very impressive job. He's a none through here. He's just doing such a good job of managing his ERS, where Jake's in low now. They're all in low, pretty much. Rez is in low, Panda is in high, and Panda just can't keep up with these guys. It's a phenomenal job Crossy's doing out in front. He's in none again. He's saving his ERS. He's got 20% more than Jake. It's a brilliant job he's doing, in fairness to him. Being in no ERS, he's really almost teasing Jake, saying, come at me, but Jake just can't do it. Crossy now, is he going to pit from the lead? He thinks about it, but he's going to go for another lap. Jake might be going to use the undercut. Jake is going to use the undercut. Crossy's going to have to put in a phenomenal lap now, as Jake gets it in. Beautiful. No penalty for him. Rez thinks about it. Panda has yet to think about it. Panda. Oh, he darts across. Questionable move. Is Panda going to get a slow in time? He does just about get a slow in time. On board now with Cans. It's all about this move on Hartley. Can Cans do it? And he does indeed manage to get the move done. Blah with a 5-second stop-go penalty for exceeding track limits. I'm not sure what Blah was doing there, but we'll have to see. Oh, he just gets to slow down in time. Cans now. It's all about the progress for Cans. Jake has come out a big bit ahead of Cans. Cans has dropped a lot of time there. You have to say, maybe extending the stint is working wonders for these guys. Jake's going to have a lot of traffic here now in this lap. Crossy surely will be looking to extend his lead as well. Jake now behind Ericsson and Stroll, and they really are two very, very slow drivers, especially in this middle sector. It's the worst place possible. He's going to have to send it up the inside of Ericsson into here, and I'm sure he is going to do it. He didn't do it, very questionable. I'd say Jake maybe send it. He's going to have to do it, but he's going to risk it into here though. This is such a dangerous place to overtake into. He does it well. Cans is very close behind now, and Jake really needs to get a move on, as Crossy is extending the gap over all these guys at this moment in time. Crossy is looking to pit from the lead, of course. Indeed. Jake's losing so much time through here now, but it's because he's actually starting to minimise himself. He's all over Stroll. He's having to like lift off the throttle. He's going to send it up the inside into here though. And it's a nice move from Jake. Very clean racer indeed. Crossy, however, our race leader, is in the pit lane right now. Is it going to be a good pit stop for Crossy? It is indeed. It's a solid pit stop for Crossy. Where is he going to re-emerge into? Let's be on board with Jake now. Crossy is already at the exit of the pit lane, and Jake is nowhere compared to Crossy. And Crossy has done the damage, it has to be said. He's going to get out ahead of Leclerc, and that is Crossy's race. You would have to say almost definitely done. And I don't know why we have this bug with Leclerc when he's on max revs. What's Crossy doing? Oh my god, Crossy! What is going on? I'm not sure what's happening. Why did Crossy let him by? Maybe he had a moment or something. But Jake is like right behind Crossy now all of a sudden. There's something going on here with Crossy. He might be having... Crossy's struggling. There's something going on with Crossy. He's really struggling at this moment in time. I'm not sure. We'll have to ask him after the race if we can get him on. Rez is looking quite good now, I have to say. We know the gap for a pit stop is about 22 seconds. Rez has got 14 seconds over Jake, so he won't be too far behind. He'll be about 8 seconds behind when Jake pits. But Jake is now up there. And Crossy is really struggling at the moment on the soft tyres. They've got no grip whatsoever, it seems, for him. And Kansas is very close behind. Crossy now is in hot lap. He's really pushing to get close to Jake. Jake is in ERS mode too at this moment in time. Let's look a bit back. Panda, of course, struggling in this race at the moment. Just doesn't have the pace in Bahrain. He's lacking the confidence as well. And Blah, of course, is absolutely nowhere. He's trying to learn the wheel, but it's good to see he's pushing. He's still going. He's trying to get the experience. He hasn't given up, and that's exactly what you want to see out of someone, a fighter mentality. Indeed. Jake. He's losing so much time by doing this like he shouldn't be really sending on Leclerc there. You'd have to say it's not fucking good enough, I would say. But look, Leclerc pits. Jake gets DRS from it now, but so does Crossy. Oh, what the hell is going on the screen? They're lagging out like crazy. Jake and Crossy now trying to like move out of each other's ERS. Rez goes for another lap, of course. Jake with a beautiful first corner. Crossy just misses the apex. Kansas so close to Crossy right now. Crossy knows he has to stay with Jake because he will be an absolute sitting duck in that McLaren in a straight line. Because Cans is on a fucking charge at this moment in time. Cans now turning in. Little line through there. Crossy a little bit sloppy through there on the exit. Crossy's giving everything. Cans very sloppy as well. And Jake now is under pressure. Jake normally does quite well when he's chasing, but when he's behind, when he's in front, he normally struggles a little bit. Crossy, once he gets into the zone of things, it's quite good. Let's see what he can do. The thing is, Crossy is going to have to pass Jake. And where is he going to do it in that McLaren? That's the question. Shifts up 2 gears there, a bit strange. Making a few mistakes maybe. He's feeling the pressure. He needs to start winning these races if he wants to be a serious championship contender. Although, on the other flip side of things, guys, he's in a McLaren. He's really going to be a contender in Bahrain. He took pole though. Jake now, he needs to be so consistent here, and so does Cans. Cans knows it's all about the entrance into the corner. Look at the throttle application. That's beautiful. Rez is pitting from the lead. He is going to be extremely quick towards the end of this race. Panda has got the two Mercedes to try and get ahead of. Crossy's close. He's close to Jake. He's within 6/10, and that's danger zone, I would say. Once you're within 6/10 of someone, Jake now is pulling across to try and break the DRS. And again, Jake is in DRS or ERS mode. Yeah, no, he's not going to get me. He's too far back. Cans is as well. And Rez exits the pit lane on super soft tyres. And he's actually clear of Bottas, Hamilton, and Panda. But Panda is going to get Hamilton here. So Rez now is going to be very rapid. You'd expect another fastest lap of the race from Rez here. Jake is leading the race, of course. He's looking to win his first race in over 2 seasons. I'm not sure if Jake won a race last season. I'll have to refresh my mind. I don't think he did. Jake now lifting a little bit. He knows he doesn't want to get too far out into that exit curb. Crossy, we're going to watch him now because he is the danger man, lads. He knows he needs to make a move. Crossy, of course, he was raging last season, of course, with some of his performances. He was also raging with some of his competitors' performances. He got a bit unlucky at sometimes. Other times he just wasn't racing good enough. Crossy versus Jake, they're very, very similar in ERS. Very similar indeed. Crossy fakes moves to the inside. Jake, wise old head, thinks better of it. This is letting Cans catch up all the time. Jake is, of course, in ERS mode 1 at this moment in time. Crossy is so careful here because when you take a tighter line through there, you struggle. Crossy getting so wide through there. Cans isn't really able to keep up with these guys. He's a bit of a far back. Cans is on the oldest set of softs out of all these guys. And And now, here it is. Jake, crossing. Jake is saving his ERS, he's not throwing it into high yet. And I don't think he wants to, I think he's trying to let Crossy get past. It's just tactical from Jake. So switch back, Jake is beautiful. Oh, Crossy slows it down just right on the apex, that slows Jake down loads. Is this a bad move from Jake though? I think he should have defended a bit harder. It's one of the criticisms I have of him. He doesn't fucking fight hard enough. Sometimes he just lets it go way too easily, and then he just doesn't have the pace to fight back. I think Crossy's got too much pace, and I think we're going to see it in the middle sector here. Crossy is going to get his head down, I think. Just start pulling away. We're already starting to see it. Blah. 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Track extending, I imagine. Jake now is under pressure from Cans more so than Crossy is from Jake. Jake needs to be so smoother here. Crossy's line is so good there, you have to say. He's going to get DRS now. So this is where Jake is going to have to save up. He needs to save up. So he's catching Crossy to rapid right down the straight. He might go for the move here. Oh, he thinks about it. And he's in to DRS mode 1. Jake now. It's all about holding it together from here. Watch out. Beautiful. That's it. It's all about the exit here. There's a yellow flag somewhere on this track. We're not sure who it's for. Panda has gotten the second Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas. And look at that. Rez is only 7 seconds off the lead. And Jake thinks about it. He knows he wants that DRS. Jake now behind Crossy. This is it, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. Crossy is definitely gone into high mode, surely. No, he's going to save it. Jake hasn't put it into high. He knows he's got the straight line speed. And look at that. He absolutely powers past. And Cans is going to get Crossy as well. This is not great for Crossy, it has to be said. And Jake defends the inside. And Cans lets his braking a little bit early. And this is exactly what Jake wants. It's all about the momentum change here. Kansas exit's a little bit questionable as Rez breaks the lap record and he smashes it. And the gap is on to 6.5 between Rez and the leaders right now. He's not too far off. Jake now, it's all about cat and mouse here. The guys are saving the ERS. Kansas is the lowest out of all of them, 35%. Rez is also he's about the same as the guys out in front, Jake and Crossy. But it's all about saving your tyres. It's all about who's going to be last across the line on the last lap, I'd say. In terms of who is going to be in the DRS. You don't want to be towing down other guys down the straight on the last lap here. Crossy now. He's going to be so much quicker through this corner. He's very careful not to smash into the back of Jake. Jake's line is not great. Crossy though, that was a dodgy line there. And Cans now. The boys are all on pretty high ERS modes. Crossy's using his up so much more than the rest of them. He's dropped it down to mode 1. Cans now. It's all about this. Cans needs to get it through. Rez isn't making the same kind of progress, honestly, as I thought he would. He's going to be a little bit disappointed with his progress. Here we go now, Crossy using it all up. Jake, he needs to be careful. He needs to not let Crossy get away. If I was Jake, I'd pull to the inside here and just let Crossy go with that speed, to be honest with you. Crossy's exit is an exceptional exit. He's all over the back of Jake through here. But Cans, if he can get the slipstream off one of these guys, he'll be past him in an instant. He needs to be careful here. He needs to be so careful. If Cans goes for this move, and he might just end it. No, Cans thinks better of it. I think Cans is playing this. Ooh, Cans is so close. Ooh. Jake's fallen a fair bit back now from Crossy though. I wonder when Crossy, he's in mode 1 at the moment, but if I was Crossy, I'd nearly think of putting in the hot lap and bolting. This is all allowing Rez to catch up, but I think he's just a little bit too far back. And Panda, I think, is resigned to 5th place at this moment in time. Let's have a look at Blah. Of course, he's 58 seconds off the pace. He's had no pace all race. He was decent in qualifying, but it's just not been there. And Cans now is close to Jake. I think out of everyone, Crossy definitely has the pacer out of these guys. And Jake needs to be careful that he does not get gapped, because if he gets gapped, he will not close that gap back up. I don't think he's got the pace. Crossy's got the fresher tyres. Cans has got the worst tyres out of everyone. So this is it now. 3 laps to go. Who can do it? It's a good line there now from Jake. Jake, where he seems to struggle, if it wasn't for the Force India, I think he'd be gone, he'd be gapped, because the Force India straight line speed is fantastic. Nice little line here now from Jake. Crossy seems to be really good out of the last corner though. We're going to see it now. Jake into mode 4. And you know he wants this. You can tell he's already pushing. He needs to drop it down a little bit though, and he's already done that because he knows he's catching him too quickly. You can tell he's a bit hesitant. He doesn't want to smash into the back of him. It's all about the exit now. And he's thrown up in the high. And will Crossy try and defend it this time? Crossy's in mode 1 again. Cans though is a threat, you have to say. He's just too far back, always. And he's so far past him. Crossy, what is... Oh my god, that was a dodgy move there from Crossy. He got that a bit late. Jake now, Crossy's in mode 1, he's not really looking to make it. You can tell if he was in a higher ERS mode he would be looking, but he's up to mode 2 now for the middle sector because he knows he doesn't want to let Jake get by him. And Crossy's a lot more ERS than Jake at this moment in time. Rez is 4.7. Cans though is very close to these guys all of a sudden, you have to say. Cans is very close, and Cans is a man who will go for an overtake, I can tell you that. This man is fantastic at overtakes. Probably the best wheel-to-wheel racer out of everyone in the lobby. And yeah, Crossy's very close to here again. You don't want to be making moves into this corner. It's just so risky, it's insane. Crossy now looking very good. He might try and make it over through here actually. Crossy's in so much ERS. He's got 20% more than Jake, and Cans is another 20% lower. Crossy braking on the curb of course, which does help your turn end but can affect your braking stability, especially if you have too much brake pressure. Crossy now, he's in hot lap. He's looking to make this move ASAP. You can tell now, he knows this is the lap. You don't want to let him go. Crossy, he knows he's letting Jake get that ERS. Jake is letting him go, I think. This is a very strange tactic. It's the last lap of the race and Jake is not fighting this at all. Crossy's going to park on the exit like he always does, and Jake, you see, he's just not aware of this, and Crossy I think has this done. That's it, I think. And Crossy now is going to use all that ERS to bolt from Jake. Jake is still in mode 1, he should be up higher. And Cans sends it. Cans is too far back though, but Jake has made a mistake, I think, and I have to say, if I was Jake in that situation, I would not have let Crossy by me. No matter what his ERS is, no matter what your own ERS is, there's no way you can let him by, because that's the last time you can really overtake. And the race is done now, and Jake again has been found out in wheel-to-wheel racing. He's really struggling in that. He's struggled for the last few seasons in it. He doesn't have that killer instinct in the wheel-to-wheel. And unfortunately for him, it's going to cost him today, I think. We'll have to see though. It looks unlikely at this stage because Crossy has so much ERS. Jake has a lot too, but he hasn't used it effectively, I would say. Rez is going to finish 4th. Panda should finish 5th. Cans looks like he's going to finish 3rd. And unfortunately, guys, we've been deprived of the last lap battle. Crossy made it very easily in the end. Jake did not fight him and kind of let him go by in the end. So Crossy is going to win the Bahrain Grand Prix. And a very comprehensive win from Crossy indeed in the end. And it almost felt like, unless Jake actually properly battled him, that would never be in doubt. So Crossy from P1, Jake P2, Cans P3, Rez P4, Panda P5, and Blah is in P16 of course, but spare Blah a thought of course because he is on wheel and he's learning the wheel. So GG to Blah in that situation there. Yeah guys, it's been an interesting race of course. Both Ghost and Otis didn't turn up today of course for this race, and Vettel of course had a D and F as well. Spare thought for Rez as well. His strategy almost worked out in the end, but he just didn't quite have the pace to catch the guys. At one stage he was within I think 4 seconds maybe of the guys ahead, and he just the tyres died at the end. And Panda of course, who was pretty rapid in qualifying, in the end just wasn't able to extract the same amount of performance from the car as his teammate Cans, and ends up 15 seconds or so back down the road there. So guys, we're about to bring up the race results here now. Blah across the finish line in the Red Bull. Christian Horner has sacked him. So GG there to Blah in the end. And yeah, questionable race there I would say from some of the boys, but sure look, that's the way it goes, isn't it? And look at that, the sheepshagger on the podium. He wins the race from the chink from Britain, and also the Irishman as well. Ken's flying that tricolour. Well done, Kens. I love that. So boys, there you go, a very interesting race in the end. And fast lap of course going to Rez, being on the super soft side. He'll be happy to take those another 2 points. It basically means he finished in those positions. Right, we're going to drag in the top 3 here now. So here are your top 3 competitors from the race. Crossy, we'll start with you. A very, very good win in the end. I have to say, It was looking touch and go, Crossy, between you and Jake. You must have been glad when he didn't really fight you on that last lap.
I was saving my ERS for the last 3 laps, and then of course the last lap came and I just put it into hot lap as soon as I came over the line.
Yeah.
I just pushed. I've never sweated so hard and pushed so hard in my last lap ever.
Were you a bit
I've never-
surprised that he let you by on the second last lap, straight line, so easily?
I was surprised, but I knew he had to give it because I had so much pace. I had a good exit right off the front of a corner, and then it was. All I had to do was put in hot lap. I had like 70% something in the RS, and
Yeah,
I was ready to go.
You had an extra 20% on him. Jake, unlucky in the end, second place. Happy with that?
I guess it could have been better since I was in force India, but fair play the cross to finishing first in that McLaren.
You still had a lot of ERS, Jake. Was there a reason why you didn't fight him, throw it into overtake, try and battle him a bit more?
Since I had the straight line speed, I was going to try and overtake him in one last straight, but hands stuck a dive bomb on turn 3.
Yeah, I saw that.
Slightly compromised my line and stuck me out of DRS for the first DRS section.
Yeah.
So I didn't get DRS, and I guess it was over from that.
Fair enough. I'm still happy with the 18 points after the questionable Australia race from 3
Yeah, I'll take 8.
Yeah.
Killing.
Cans, coming to you last. A race that could have been. I felt like you pitted one lap early.
Yeah,
You got undercut, or sorry, overcut rather.
yeah. I was trying. I was behind Jake and Crossy. I was trying to get the undercut on Jake, but yeah, the tires kind of felt a bit dead at the end. I tried to get one last. I was trying to not to clap the two boys in turn 1.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because like when I see Jake getting the DRS on Crossy, and then I'm getting the DRS on Crossy as well, like, and I'm just bolting down. I was just afraid to clap him, but I tried to go make a last-ditch effort into turn 3, but I could not get the traction. Like, just the tires showed there. Like,
but it was still happy.
It was eventful anyway. It was very eventful watching the two boys just fight over, and there's me like sticking with him, like, so it's very close.
They were just waving each other by every lap. Happy to beat your teammate though after he won the last race at least.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Disappointed of Australia. You know, that was a terrible race.
Right, finally, Crossy, to you. Statement of intent for the rest of the season?
Just try and get as many points as possible now. It's a good start. We're into our second race, and now I just got to stop binning it.
Right, that's been your top 3 for today. I'm going to move them back out into Comp F1. Thank you very much, boys, for being here. We will be back on Saturday, probably, for the round 3 and round 4, which is China and Baku. Thanks very much, guys. You've been fucking great. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.